we're back on the record after another short break, and we have started the recording. You see the red dot at the top of the page, and we are going to continue on now with the 5th day of hearing that we've had. And Ms. Novak is done, and Mr. Cross, you said that the complainant is resting. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Okay, great. All right, complainant rests. Just write down my notes. All right, so then your first witness is Ms. Carrie Byer. Is that correct, Mr. Mullenbach?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, so she is in the reading room, and I will let her in. Hello, Ms. Byer. Thank you for coming today.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm just going to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, under threat of prosecution for perjury if you do not tell the truth. Do you understand that, and do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
All right, great. Is there some way for you to come a little closer? You're a little far away.
I'm about as close as I can get to my desk. Is it still too far away?
Well, you don't have very good light in the front of you, so you're in the shadows, that's all.
I'm not exactly sure what to do. My camera's on the top and I can't move it.
That's fine.
Okay.
You know, usually I try to get it set up with the good lighting, and your lighting isn't that good. All right, then go ahead, Mr. Mullenbach. We'll do direct, please.
Good afternoon, Ms. Byer. Could you please state and spell your name?
Carrie Byer, K-A-R-I-B-E-I-E-R.
And where do you work?
I work for the Department of Administration, the Division of Personnel Management, but I do the human resources for the Department of Corrections. That's my assignment.
And what's your title?
I'm the Executive Human Resources Manager.
And what does that entail?
So I'm responsible for all the HR functions for the Department of Corrections. So that includes recruitment and staffing, classification and compensation, employment relations, equity, inclusion, diversity, also employment relations. And then I also oversee all of the HR offices that are in each of the 24/7 facilities. We have small offices there as well.
And how long have you
At
had?
what facilities did you say?
At our 24/7 correctional institutions, so our correctional facilities, there's a small
right,
HR
you.
offices at each one.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And how long have you been in that position?
Since September of 2011, so it'll be 12 years this fall.
So just to clarify, you said you were not a DOC employee, correct?
I am not anymore, no. I am a Department of Administration employee.
When did that change?
In 2018, the state went to a HR shared services model, and at that time, most of the agencies in the state, their HR operations rolled up to Department of Administration. We still have our assignments in the agencies, and we're still responsible for the agency HR, but we are technically Department of Administration employees.
So you're not supervised in any way by Secretary Carr?
I have a dotted line relationship to the Secretary's office. They are not my direct supervisors.
Okay. So as far as state of Wisconsin employees are concerned, is there a distinction between career executive employees and non-career executive employees?
Yes, our career executive employees are the highest level in the classified civil service. So generally that is pay ranges 8101, 8102, and there are execs.
And is a warden a career executive position?
It is, yes. The warden is in pay range 8101, so by default becomes a career executive.
Is a deputy warden a career executive position?
Yes, also in 8101.
How about security director? Is that a career executive position?
It is. That is in pay range 8102, so it's in the lower pay range, but still part of the program.
Okay. Judge, when you get a minute, could you pull up Exhibit 8, Respondents Exhibit 8 for me, please?
Yes, that's in the record. Okay, that's right in the record yet?
I
Oh, no,
don't
that's
believe it is.
complainant. Okay, that's complainant date. Okay, I got confused. All right, 1 second, then we're gonna have to mark it, and I'm gonna do that now. It's the HR handbook, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I have response exhibit 8, 101 to 108, Wisconsin Human Resource Handbook, chapter 156, career executive employment. I have it marked. I assume you're gonna offer it. Is there gonna be an objection, Mr. Cross, or can I mark it, admit it now?
Let's admit it. No objection.
All right. Respondents exhibit 8 is admitted without objection. Okay, let's go to the document then. All right, now I'll start to share. Did it share?
Not yet,
I
Judge.
did something wrong. Okay, I did something wrong. Okay, thought I did it right. Okay, there it goes. All right. Right, we're on response exhibit 8, page 101, and it is the Wisconsin Human Resources Handbook, chapter 156, career executive employment. Can you see that writing? Did you see that, Ms. Byer?
Yes, I do see it.
Okay, so go ahead then, please.
Ms. Byer, do you recognize this document?
Yes, this is our Human Resources Handbook chapter that the Division of Personnel Management publishes for all sorts of things. This is the career executive chapter.
All right, so this is an HR document.
It is.
Is it a true and accurate copy of chapter 156 as it existed in 2020?
Could you just scroll down, Judge, to the very bottom so I could look at, yes, that is the right copy.
And what does this chapter do?
Basically sets the process for how people enter into the career executive positions, and then also how they move around in the career executive positions. Also gives a little bit more information about what the program is about and how we utilize it.
And does it address the procedures for reassigning career executives?
Yes.
Judge, could you please scroll down to page 104?
All right, we're on page 104. Go ahead.
So directing your attention to section 156.060, is that the section that addresses career executive reassignment?
Yes, it is.
And can you describe that process for me, please?
Sure. So we, in the career exec program, part of the program is that we are able to use our career executives where their skills are best matched. And so this right here provides the ability for an appointing authority or an agency to request reassignment for a career executive anywhere within the program, provided there is a vacancy created at the end of the day that will be filled using the civil service recruitment process, and we have to get approval by the Bureau of Merit Recruitment and Selection Director for the movement.
And does the reassignment process require the consent of the career executive being reassigned?
It doesn't. This is technically the involuntary movements. There is another section when it's voluntary and it's through the civil service process and someone gets selected. However, it always is very helpful if there is buy-in by the other person or by the career executive being reassigned, and also views it as a positive match for those skills, but it's not required.
Does the policy have any limits as to which career executive positions an individual can be reassigned?
No, they can be to either level, provided we have that justification to BMRS and that we get the director's approval.
So could a warden be reassigned to a deputy warden position?
I'm sorry, there was an acronym that was used. Could you repeat that?
I'm sorry, yeah, BMRS, sorry about that, Bureau of Merit Recruitment and Selection Director.
Thank
Can
you.
you say that again, please?
The Bureau of Merit Recruitment and Selection Director.
Go ahead.
Could a warden be reassigned as a deputy warden?
Yes, those are technically the same level, pay range, and yes, they can be across that pay range into different positions.
Could a warden be reassigned as a security director?
Yes, that would be a downward movement within the career exec program, and it is allowable.
Ms. Novak was reassigned to the position of warden at Red Granite Correctional Institution under this chapter, correct?
That's correct.
Judge, excuse me, if you could pull up Respondents Exhibit 18, which I do not believe has been admitted yet.
All right. All right, I've marked this document, Response Exhibit 18, which was on 10/23. And I've lost the second page. I'll do that later. 10/23 and the response exhibits 3/16/20. That it's an email 3/16/20 regarding a request for reassignment. Is that correct, Mr. Mullenbach?
That is correct, Judge.
Yes, I've marked it. I assume you're going to offer it. Do you know what this document is, Mr. Crossan? Are you okay with admitting it? Or are you going to need more information? If you need more information, that's fine.
No, I'm looking. I'm sorry, your name is Byer?
the witness's name? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no objection, that's fine.
Okay. Respondents with exhibit 18 is admitted, and let's start looking at the document then. Save it. Okay. All right, let's make it bigger. All right, and we will move down. Then we were on 1023. We'll go to 1024. Is this where you want to be, or do you want to be lower down?
This is fine. If she needs to see below, that's fine. But my first question, Ms. Byer, is do you recognize these documents?
Yes.
What do you recognize them to be?
This is our request. Our original request was sent, I believe, in late February to the Division of Personnel Management. They were without a Bureau of Merit Recruitment and Selection Director at the time, so I had to send it to the Division Administrator. But this was our request to facilitate several career exec reassignments at the Department of Corrections, including Ms. Novak's.
Okay, and are these true and accurate copies of the emails that were exchanged between you and DPM seeking those reassignments?
Yes.
And
What was DPM again, please?
Division of Personnel Management.
Okay, thank you.
you said
Okay.
DPM approved the reassignments, correct?
The division administrator, yes, approved the career exec reassignments, and this most recent email shows that I let the leadership here at DOC know.
And do you know when that approval occurred?
It looks like on March 6th, 2020.
Was Ms. Novak actually reassigned to the warden position of Red Granite?
Eventually, yes.
And when did that take place?
Not until May. We had a bit of a delay due to COVID in March. So we put everything on hold until we could reassign when things slowed down and stabilized a little bit.
Okay. And in addition to Ms. Novak, do you know of how many females Secretary Carr appointed as a warden from January 7, 2019 to January 21, 2021?
There were 4.
Objection relevance.
Can you ask the question again, please?
The question was, in addition to Ms. Novak, do you know how many other females Secretary Carr appointed as a warden from January 7, 2019 to January 21, 2021? And the reason I limited it to those dates, Judge, is that was the dates you imposed the last time I asked that question.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Overruled.
There were 4 females appointed to a facility as the warden under or within those dates.
Do you recall what the names of those wardens were?
Yes. Sue Novak was one for the Red Granite appointment. Leslie Taylor.
Sorry,
What was
I missed that. Could you do it again, please? Sue Novak.
Leslie Taylor was
Can you
appointed.
spell that?
What was that?
Spell it.
I believe it's J apostrophe Leslie. And the last name is Taylor. Was appointed at Racine Youthful Offender Correctional Facility. Sarah Cooper was appointed to the Oshkosh Correctional Institution warden position. And Jennifer McDermott was appointed to the women's system as the warden.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
And Ms. Byer, even though you don't work for the Department of Corrections, HR is the keeper of DOC's personnel files, correct?
Correct.
And prior to this hearing, I asked you to take a look at those records regarding female wardens at DOC, correct?
That's correct.
And having reviewed those records, can you tell me if Ms. Novak was the first female warden at an all-male maximum security institution?
No, she was not.
Who was?
Kathy Jess was appointed as warden at Dodge Correctional Institution back in 2004, I believe.
And do you know how long she held that position?
I want to say right around 3 years, maybe slightly under.
And Judge, could you go to Respondents Exhibit number 6 for me, please?
That's a new exhibit.
It has not been admitted yet, I don't believe.